Paint, paint. Here we go. Painting goo, 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 goo. Painting goo, 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 goo. Painting goo, goo, goo. Painting goo, 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 goo. Oh, my chi is beginning to fro. Painting goo goo goo, goo 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 goo. Painting goo, painting goo goo, painting goo goo. What'll we do? Nobody knew. Painting goo, painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Oh, すみません. Oh, すみません. Orange and banana. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. What'll we go? Nobody knew. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Goo goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. That's it, you petrified primate! Remind these filthy mortars of the meaning of beauty and honor. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Right, you filthy motor scum. You know the drill. Click one of the many links in the description and pay the monkey so he doesn't go hungry. And remember to strike that Riker button like it has insulted your ancestors, or you will bring great shame upon you and your family. Now, as I descend into proper painting go posture. There was some stiffness in today's stool. Right, I am now in the proper PEINTEINGU posture. Posture, one of the many P's of PEINTEINGU. Right, my top knot is extra fucked today. I love it. How are we, my beloved Japonaita? Are you well? Is your chi flowing? It better be. Because we are about to go. Let me see. Do I need to fix the frameage? Slightly. I must slightly fix the frameage. Right, everybody can be seen. Microphone is... Afro is in its perfect position. Tobias Speakers Kroos is in the background there. Boris, as per usual, keeping an eye on my coffee and the map. Aren't you, Boris? You cute fuck. Suka, blood! That's all Boris says. It's just Suka and Bliat. And that's why we love him. Right. Good coffee. We return to Saudi Arabia. Which is funny. That's not the first time that's happened. We're going in a place, and then that place ends up in the news. That's fucking weird. Beginning to think PEINTEINGU is somehow connected to the Psycho Ether stream or some shit. I don't know what I'm tapping into, but I like it. Top knot is one of the many P's. There's a P somewhere in there, so it counts. Top knot is one of the top-notch P's of PEINTEINGU. Right, get Micah in his correct position. Minus the squeaks, if possible. Right, the goo is prepared. Let us select tunes for today. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? It's the 1st of October. We are falling into winter. How did the thingy go? It went really well. Yeah, it went really well. They really enjoyed it. I helped one of them through, kind of, and it's to us, what I'm about to describe sounds quite gay, but it's about a female, so it's not really. But it probably would be kind of gay if it was a dude I was talking about. But when you're in the artistic, creative realm, there are certain things that are very true, but they sound like gay. But one of, I suppose I can call them my students, one of the attendees of my little event found it difficult to just embrace the random. Basically, what the class was I basically did this. I did this formula that we do here on the stream, and I did it with them just in a room in a class with what I think was 6 of us just around some tables and chairs. So we just picked a random country on one of our phones. I got one of them. I didn't have internet access at the time, so I was like, just pick a random country on your phone. And we were still talking about what we were doing. So the first person to pick a country actually got Germany, right? Which, foreshadowing. But we didn't end up doing Germany because by the time I described it, and then we were like, right, will we start? And we stopped talking and chattering and stuff like that. We were like, right, we'll start. And I was like, right, we'll do the whole thing, so we know what we're doing. And I got one of them to look up it on their phone again, and we got Brazil. So I was like, okay, even if you don't know what Brazil looks like, you don't need an image of Brazil. You kind of know that Brazil is tropical and bright colors and bright birds and all this fucking stuff, right? So begin with that, structure your background with that, and then we'll add in the 3 random things. So the first thing to, now, what I basically just write out a lot of random shit that's, alphabetically in order. It's, 10 words per letter, roughly, or some shit, which gives you, loads of fucking random stuff that I have in the bag. That bag has been full for, months, because of how slowly I go through them. Because each episode, you only take 3 things per episode, and an episode can take like a few days or whatever, right? So the first thing we got out of the bag was candle. So we got candle, and that was obviously fine, right? Now, I kind of have to give a bit of a backstory. In the minutes running up to us, like, making sure everybody showed up and we were deciding to do it or whatever, I can't remember how it came up, but we started talking about, like, well, we're talking about painting and so on and so forth, and, like, Hitler came up, right? We were talking about Hitler and, like, bad people and all, like, and I was like, I think it's funny how, like, people could just be, like, declared, like, oh, he's a bad guy, and everybody just hates him because he's a bad guy and all. But then, like, you could have other, I used fictional characters as an example, which I suppose defeats my argument logically, but it still made sense. It's like, but, like, we weren't around when he was around, so in many ways he's like a myth to us, like, do you know what I mean? So he's not fictional, but he's still, like, novel and, like, semi-fictitious, because there's a lot of propaganda and shit that did or did not happen or whatever, right? A lot of it's been embellished, a lot of it's been exaggerated. That happens with every character, right? And I was like, well, you look at somebody like Darth Vader, and everybody's like, oh, I can relate, or like, oh, he's one of the best bad guys ever, and so on and so forth. And we were just talking about that, right? So Hitler came up. And then the second thing that came out of the bag was Hitler. And, like, everybody freaked out. Like, we had, like, a weird sync moment. And because they were like, what are the chances? Like, the chances of that are so low. Because, like, they literally watched me physically, like, shuffle all the stuff in the bag. Like, you know? One of them even pointed out, it's like, you didn't even use the phone to do that. So that makes it more, like, believably, like, what the fuck phenomenon. Like, And the fact that one of the first person to do the phone search for a random country got Germany, but we ended up going to Brazil because it was like, no, we'll do it again. Like, do you know what I mean? We'll get a random one and we'll just start it. Like, So that got huge laughs. We were all cracking up, and one of the things I said to him was like, you wouldn't believe how often that happens. Where, like, I'm doing something on the stream and then like it's in the news the next day or something, like, or like, there's something going through the general mainstream zeitgeist, and one of the people who watches my stream is like, hey, check this out or whatever. Like, and, like, it's kind of the same today. It's like, we've been in Saudi Arabia for a few days on the stream, and I've been painting this temple with Star Wars and TIE fighters and all, and Saudi Arabia just bought EA, or are in the process of buying EA, and EA owns, like, Star Wars stuff. Like Battlefront, isn't it Battlefront EA? Like, so, like, it's a bit fucking weird, like. But anyway, the third thing to come out of the bag was Sandcastle, right? So I got them to do what I do. I was like, construct your environment first, right? We're in, sorry, I've got like a chunk of orange stuck in my teeth. Give me a sec. There we go. Delicious. Delicious! So third thing to come out with Sandcastle, and I was like, get your background down first, and then once you have a background, you can just place the random things in it, right? And I was like, no, you can do whatever you want. You could, because we started talking about stuff creatively, and I was like, all the intrusive thoughts that usually come into your head that are like, oh, how am I going to do this? I'm not good enough to do that. I can't do that. If I do it this way, it won't look right. How am I supposed to mix these 3 things? They don't fit, so on and so forth. It's like, forget all that. Just do whatever. Like, obviously follow the basic rules of, like, horizon line, shadows, perspective, the size of things, where things go, so on and so forth. Like, but even that sometimes you don't really need to take into account, because I was like, it could be Hitler holding a candle. It could be Hitler as a candle. Like, I didn't say that. One of the people there suggested, like, well, what if Hitler is a candle? Like, and I pissed myself laughing, because all I could think of was a Hitler-shaped candle with a wick coming out of the top of his head and a fucking flame. And, like, we were all cracking up, like. But everyone except one, right, just got into it and started doing it. But one of them had that, like, creative block And, you know, she's a female, so she's very emotional, but she's also been through a lot in her life, like many of us. And you know, when you're around people, you know, like obviously I don't have this problem because of the way I am or whatever. Like I'm similar to Owen. Like I love being around people and making people laugh. It's not because I like being the center of attention, but it's because I like having fun. You know, I actually prefer when somebody else does like the heavy lifting and I can just go like almost like a heckler. You know, feel like, you know, fuck him up, like you're crushing. What was that clip at the South Park? Like, she's crushing, she's naming them. Like, Jews, fucking Jews. The bitch on the bus. Anyway. So I noticed this, you know, because like the whole idea of me doing the class is to not just like show them something or a technique or, you know, be like, oh, this is how I do this or whatever. It's like to be engaged and almost like, you know, be a teacher, right? So I was like, are you okay? Like, are you having a problem? Like, you know, are you finding it difficult to just like get going? And she was like, yeah, I'm really struggling because like I don't know what I don't know what the end product is supposed to look like. So how do I start and I don't know how to get there, you know? And I was like, yeah, you're right. You don't know what the end product is supposed to look like. That's kind of like, that's the point, is like, just go with the flow, do whatever, and whatever happens is okay, you know? Because that's a really big thing that I've noticed with creatives, is like the self-criticism can be like really harsh. Yeah, that voice in your head, or voices in your head that are like, you know, everything, that are telling you everything from like, you know, it's shit, you're terrible, it's like everyone's gonna laugh at how bad it is, like your drawings are ugly, whatever. Like, oh, excuse me. I'm trying to reach for my coffee and I have it in my underhand. I'm like, immediately I was like, oh, how do I deal with this? Do you know what I mean? Because like I'm not a fucking teacher. Do you know what I mean? But at least like the one thing, one of the first things that came to my mind was like, thank fuck these aren't kids. Like, do you know what I mean? Because not only would I have to like, one, watch my language, but two, like deal with it in a much more sensitive fashion and stuff like that. But I was like compassionate, but I was also straight with her, you know. And I was like, because she's incredibly skilled with what she does. She can draw, she can paint, but her like, from what I've seen anyway, her like best medium is like this like knitting and felt stuff, and they're incredible looking. She put this robin she did in the WhatsApp group there the other day, and fuck me, it's like realistic. It's like it's the detail in it is insane, and it's like just stitching. You know what I mean? It's crazy. She's really good. But because I just handed her potential chaos and was like, off you go, she was like, oh, what do I do? So it's like a negative, like an internal choice paralysis kind of thing going on. Like, and it was funny because like the way what came to me in the moment of how to describe it to her, I was like, you need to just be okay with fucking up. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like fuck it up. Be like, just do a mess. Just scribble. Just pick a color, pick a brush, pick a pencil, pick a marker, pick a color, pick a medium, and just start moving it around the page, and just like get a feel. Like just feel it. It's a feeling. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not a knowing or whatever. Like, you know. And I'm like having a back and forth with her and all. Like, do you know what I mean? And she got quite upset because she was like, you know, the social aspect of it, the embarrassment, the shame, but then also the frustration and the anger with herself in her own head. And I got like I understand that, I comprehend that. I don't necessarily know how it like, obviously I don't know how it feels for her because it's like the scale and the intensity is way larger. But I like, you know, I comprehend what's happening to her, and I was like, you need to, because I know her a bit and I know a bit of her history, that she had a very abusive relationship with someone for years, so she has a self-confidence issue, despite the fact that she has blatant evidence that she's really good at what she does. She still has this like internal thing, right? But it's not necessarily from her. It's like it was like trained into her from someone that she thought she loved for a long time, like, you know. Um, so knowing this, I was like, do you think it's possible that like you have a problem trusting yourself because you have a problem trusting people as a result of like what has happened to you? And she was kind of like, yeah, like, you know, I suppose you could describe it like, and I was just like, I basically became like psychologist, you know, or a counselor for like 5 minutes in order to get her to the point where she felt she could just flow creatively, like. And she got there, and she like the thing she did was awesome. She did Hitler as a candle with like these awesome sandcastle apartment block looking things in the background, like it was great, like, you know. And I have to admit, like it's I've never like not that I've never it I've 2 times now I've gotten a taste for that feeling of what it feels like to like help someone or direct someone with a creative endeavor. And it's incredibly satisfying when like you help someone in an emotional way and it allows them to like produce something that's beautiful looking and funny. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it was it was really cool. It was really, really cool. They loved it. Everybody had a great time. Everybody had a laugh. Everybody thought that like the overall concept of like how like her not being able to do it for the first couple of minutes and me getting her through it was like an example and evidence that what I was doing with them works. You know, because like it triggered something in her where it was like, I don't have a plan. Without a plan, how do I know what I'm doing? Like, if I don't know what I'm doing, how can I make a move on the board? Like, oh, and she got overwhelmed and she couldn't move. And like, all it took was a couple of minutes of me, you know, telling her that like she is capable, because I know she's capable. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I wasn't blowing smoke up her ass. I wasn't like lying to her in an attempt to like make her believe. You know, I wasn't manipulating her. You know, in order to get her there, I was getting her there authentically. You know, because there's another guy who's like he has problems with drawing because his hands are very shaky, um, and but his creative ability is fantastic because he just came up with an idea in his head immediately, but the execution of it is like, you know, it looks like a child did it. Like, it's very similar to my early paintings where like it literally looks like a 4-year-old did it. But it's like funny and you can tell that there's like a consciousness behind that that's not a child, you know. um but it's like, and like I was straight with him as well. It's like, look, we both know that like your technical skill is like piss poor now, right? It you know, it's a childish looking drawing, but your ability to just come up with something and execute it and put something on paper within minutes after me just handing you a lot of random crap, like, look what you did, you know. And his like preferred medium was pencils, and like most of the other people were painting, including myself, you know. So like it was a really cool, like, it was really fun. It was cool. It was interesting. And like when I woke up this morning, there was loads of text messages from them in the group chat saying that they all had a great time, that they think I should like really look into like teaching classes and stuff, and they think it would be appropriate for children and shit. No, like, I don't. I think the youngest I could go is like teenagers because like I don't think I wouldn't be able to do what I do how I do it if I can't like be me. And if I'm being me, I can't be me around a bunch of 5-year-olds because I'll fuck this and shit that and like motherfucker to nigga this. Like, and I know that it would behoove me to probably, you know, work on my vocabulary in certain contextual situations. Um, but that would take a lot of time and training, like, do you know what I mean? So maybe like a few years from now or something, I might be able to like teach kids or something, like when I'm more refined and professional or something, like, you know, and I have like a class that I can just like set as a block or something, like. But doing it with adults and teenagers, I can just be me, and that's kind of how it works, at least for the moment, because I can like authentically connect, and people get the vibe off me because, you know, I'm like loud and expressive and animated, and like you can tell that I love what I'm doing and shit, like, you know, so it's like engaging and stuff. But I'm also, and I'm like compassionate and understanding and nice, but at the same time I'm not like, you know, lying to you or um you know, being too nice, like this whole kind of like, you know, this psychotic woke ideology of like, um you know, there's no such thing as ugly, there's no such thing as bad, or like there's no such thing as like this or whatever. It's like bollocks. Like there is like, you know, your art could be better, your art could look nicer, like, you know, you know, like I did with um the guy whose drawing skill isn't like, you know, that great. It's like I don't bullshit them, but at the same time I tell them where they're weak and I tell them where they're strong, honestly, with no bullshit, but with enthusiasm as well, where it's like, look, yeah, this part of your skill set, piss poor right now. However, this part of your skill set is like up here, you know. So like all it is a balancing act and like a training a muscle and stuff. And, you know, like I also say stuff like, forget this concept of talent, like, do you know what I mean? It's just like just reps, just repetition, repetition, knowledge, repetition, skill, all these fucking things. Like that's what matters and stuff. Like, um. So anyway, to wrap that all up in a bow, to answer your question, Emmanuel, it went great. Thank you for asking. It went great. And there's potential for me to have like, you know, I'm gonna try and do something with the local library, as one of them suggested. I might even like hit up the schools maybe and see if there's like, you know, I'm gonna go to the local, like the community center thing and see if there's anything like, you know, like I have a meeting 5 days from now. So what is that, next Monday? I'm not sure. I can't remember. I looked earlier, but I can't remember. I have a meeting, I think, on the 6th, which, yeah, is next Monday. Um, I think, I'm not sure. It was like a verbal um acknowledgement in the last meeting where you're one that runs the thing, or one of the females that runs the thing, it said that she's gonna have a meeting with me about doing classes like that in the group, like, you know, the, what would you call it, the community supplied property, you know, it's like the creative places building where we do all the stuff. And that would be an excellent, like, you know, way to like create, like, I have a seed, you know, and now I need dirt to put it in so that it can like grow roots and so on and so forth. Like, and I'm also a part of that other, you know, it's not just the creative places crowd that I'm a part of. The crowd that I'm a part of, that actually, the group that I was doing the class with yesterday, are the Tipperary, what's it called? The Tipperary Arts Co-op, I think, or Tipperary Arts Group or something is like our official name, or some like some shit like that. I'm helping design the logo for the thing and all, like, so a lot of this is still very up in the air. It's very early on, you know, and it's but it's incredibly exciting. It really, like, it's like it's after kind of giving me a kick in the ass motivationally, because I'm like, forget like the stress of trying to be an independent artist and like selling my stuff, because that is very stressful, because you have to find a niche market and like get a following, and people need to recognize your stuff and then grow fond of it and then want it enough to buy it and all this shit. Like, but if I could just make a living having fun with people through this medium of creation, and like encouraging people to create, and like watching people grow and stuff, and all, like Owen's doing with his piano and shit, like, do you know what I mean, man, like I'm getting emotional talking about it. I'm like, that would be fucking awesome if I could just teach art and make a living. That'd be fucking deadly. um it'd be really cool, like, you know. And it was like, I tried my best. I nearly did, you know. I didn't, but I nearly did. I tried my best not to like get emotional with the woman who had the like creative block during the class. um
But I did feel that, like, when she started getting upset and she was like, I don't know why I can't do this and all, like, do you know what I mean? Like, part of me wanted to just go over and give her a hug. I mean, like, it's okay, like, you know. Um, but like my ability to like maintain composure when I know that like I'm the one doing the stuff, you know, like I'm responsible for whether or not they learn something or some shit like that. I have enough of like a teacher, apparently, like seemingly in me, to be like, okay, I can't or shouldn't. It would be less effective to sympathize emotionally with her, you know, or to empathize emotionally with her. What I need to do is like feel what she's feeling, but only enough to comprehend what she's going through so that I can help her through it, you know, instead of like meeting her emotionally. Um, it was really easy for me to be like, oh, okay, I need to get you past this, you know. But like talking about it now and like after the fact and all, and when I was walking home, when I was walking home, I was like, I had that like, you know, I had like butterflies and my like nervous system was like, you know, hopping and stuff. Where I was like, this could be really cool, like, you know. Um, and like I wouldn't give a fuck if I was making like minimum wage doing it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like making people happy is like really fucking rewarding, you know. Surprise, surprise. Like watching somebody like helping somebody get through a moment like that when I've been through that myself in various ways. Oh man, like money can't buy that, like, you know what I mean? Money can't, like, nobody can give you something physical that equates to that feeling of like actual human interaction and connection and growth and like helping someone, even if it's something small like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't get my creative juices flowing because I have all this shit in my head, like, you know what I mean? And it took like 5 minutes of just like a bit of back and forth. And you should have seen the thing that she made. It was fucking awesome looking, like, do you know what I mean? Like a fucking Hitler candle with like apartment buildings made out of sand and shit. It was so cool. And then to see all the positive messages like this morning in the group when they were like, oh, like, you're so good at this and like I really enjoyed it and I had so much fun and all this shit, like, it's fucking great, man. Like, it really is. It's fucking great. Like, being able to just do what I do, and people think it's valuable. You know, it's a really cool feeling. This is like an unbeatable feeling. A polar opposite of just moving boxes around a building. You know, and like waiting for a paycheck or something, like, you know. It was really cool. I feel like such a I feel like such a bitch, but like at the same time I don't, cause like this whole, like, the whole idea of the bear community and stuff, and like, you know, Vox as well, his community. It's like that's what we're about. We're about the good, true, and the beautiful, and like there's nothing more good, true, or beautiful than a tiny little encapsulated moment like that of like somebody having a problem that gets them really like upset. Like, it really, like, it was very personal to her, you know, because she's trying to be a creative and she's trying to sell stuff herself, you know, and she has, and she's really good, but like there's like areas where she needs work and all, like, and helping her with that, like, so fucking cool. And seeing the other guy smile and laugh, even though he can be very self-deprecating because he's like, oh sure, I can't draw anything, I'm shite and all, like, and blah blah, like, but showing him, being able to show him that it doesn't matter if like what he makes looks a bit rough. It's why he's making it and how he's making it and like the process and stuff of like, you know, you just formed an image in your mind, and the person to your left couldn't do it because she's like enamored by all of this emotional stuff. Um, and she's like her technical skill is incredible. Her technical skill is like really fucking good. But she's not as like freely. She's not as free. She's not as loose as he is. You know, and it's like it was really fucking cool. It was a really cool moment. You know, I feel like such a big bitch right now. But like, I can imagine this is a very similar feeling to like watching your kid ride a bike for the first time or some shit, because like you're involved and you're there and your input actually matters. Like, do you know what I mean? It was really cool. I think it's funny that I'm like that like I could talk about something. Like I didn't get this emotional yesterday, but now looking back on it and like having like, and I think it was the text messages this morning that really did it for me, where like they're all like, you know, oh, I had such a great time, and you know, you should do this. Like that's the second time in a few months now that like a group of people have been like, dude, you're really good at teaching, you should do this shit. I'm like, you serious? I never thought that it'd be me. Like, do you know what I mean? Teaching people. Me, a teacher. Like, that's hilarious to me, like, you know. And it may not happen. It might all fucking turn to shit. You know? It's like, it's all through the government, and it's all like, you know, it's all through the government and shit. And like, it's all like, you know, through funding and stuff like that. So God only knows, you know. I'm like, I won't be surprised if I got a gig for a while and then somebody was like, oh no, turns out he's like, you know, far right or whatever, like, do you know what I mean? Because of something I said or something I painted, you know, or something I got the class to paint. I mean, we all painted Hitler. And we couldn't stop laughing. Like, and the stuff they painted was epic, you know? Like, there's this Muslim woman, and she's a really good painter. She did these beautiful Japanese lanterns like floating away in the distance, and just Hitler's side profile like looking fondly at these beautiful Chinese lanterns floating away from like a place that looks like Brazil. And it's just this like epic side profile of Hitler watching these Japanese or Chinese lanterns. It's fucking hilarious. Like, we all had such a laugh. And like, you know, one of them had like a genuine, like, she even described it herself this morning. She was like, I had like an existential crisis, but like you worked me through it, and you like supported me and all, and blah blah. And like, that's me they're talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're talking about someone who's like really good at teaching and like all these like positive things, and I'm like, that's me. Like, I'm not this waste of space stoner who just spent like, you know what I mean? I'm not that anymore. Like, you know, I'm not like, I'm not this thing anymore that I felt shame about. I'm not ashamed to be me anymore, you know? And I'm like sharing that with people, and it's making them happy. You can't ask for better than that, you know? Like, I'm blessed. Like, I'm blessed. It's fucking wild. Like, and I'm like, I don't think I'm overreacting or anything, because part of me's like, oh, like, you know, this might not happen and blah blah blah. I'm not making any promises. I'm not fucking, you know, I don't expect anything. It's one of the reasons I think this is impacting me so emotionally, is because I didn't expect any of this. I've been just plugging away for the past couple of years, just like, just keep painting, just keep making stuff, make t-shirts, make mugs, do symmetricals. They're just like, you have to make money, you have to make money, you have to create, you have to make money. And fuck me, man, I've burnt myself out like 3 times. And I do one thing with other people and get such a great response out of it, like, you know. It was really fucking cool, man. Really fucking cool. Ooh. And so the saga of Sensei Defenderu begins. Like, oh, that'd be so cool. Like, if I brought the whole, you know, Japanese fucking thing in with it, and like, could you imagine if I had a lot of like, students that like we all dress up when we like, man, the potential for this to be like a really cool community driven creative practice that like is really like emotionally and spiritually cathartic for people. If I could like, using art, help people to like conquer their like emotional issues and trauma and like ego and stuff like that, like, do you know what I mean? Because there's like a big connection between like, oh, I'm not good at this, or like I want to like everybody wants to make something. There's like there's a part of everyone that wants to make something. And like it does. It makes me really sad when somebody doesn't think they can do it. You know, oh, I'm this and I'm that. It's like I almost get angry at them, like, where I'm like, don't talk about yourself like that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, because I've done it, I've been like really self-deprecating and being like, oh, I don't know, and blah blah, like, and it's such bullshit. It's this fucking brainwashed shite that we've all been raised with. Like, keep you down and make you think that like your potential is like this when it's like limitless, like, and fucking. How come I'm a big blubbering mess? But thanks, man. Thanks, man. Fucking it's funny, like I took 5 minutes to start writing a letter there to Owen, because I haven't written one in so long. It's been like the last one I wrote in was like, like a joke or something, like, but it's been ages since I wrote a letter in, like, and like I just wanna thank him, like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like him just doing his thing, and like going through what he's going through, and like meeting the people that I've met in the community, like fucking Demon Hunter Bear, like him and his missus, like, do you know what I mean? For the past year, we like play PlayStation together online, and we're like friends, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we hang out on the regular and we're like actual friends and stuff like that. It's not just like, oh, I know you from that internet group. Like, it's the whole like making internet real life and shit. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how like all you need is like a few honest people in your life, like, do you know what I mean? And like the fucking boundaries just get like lifted off. And that's what most people struggle with these days. It's like most people are like surrounded by people who are lying to them for all sorts of reasons, like, lying to them because they claim to love them, or lying to them because they don't want them to know the truth for whatever reason, like. But like one of them even said it, that like being around people like me makes them feel better because they feel like they can talk about anything. And that's how we feel in the Bears. That's how we feel in the Bears, is that we can talk to each other about fucking anything, and we're not going to be like, oh, so you're this, and like, oh, that's like such a leftist thing, or like, fucking, oh, so you love Hitler, or like any of these like bullshit takes, like, And if I could even spread like a fraction of the same kind of philosophy, that I've gleaned from the Bears and Vox and Tom Barnett and Chris, and like, if like there's like, roughly about 10 like heads that I've like watched a lot over the last few years, even watching Old World Florida and watching that stoner dude just like talk about all this like esoteric shit in his library and all, like, it's all just perspective, Like, if you have like a really wide, broad view of, if you could see it from a bird's eye view and just accept things for what they are and see how they all work and interplay and connect and stuff, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see how easy it is to make like genuine, impactful, significant change. It's kind of the opposite of like, it takes decades to grow a tree. You could cut it down in minutes. Like, there are scenarios like that where it's like years of trauma can be resolved in a moment, you know? Or even not, like, even if it's not resolved, like a break into the dark can happen, you know? Like a big chunk of the weeds get moved out of the way in a single stroke just because of some words and some actions in a room with some people, you know? It's mad, like. Really fucking cool. It brings me joy to hear how successful that went for you, bro. You're definitely on the right path. Man, like, reading you say that is making me emotional. Like, do you know what I mean? I have all these people being like clapping for me and being like, go on, nigga. Like, oh, it's fucking... And like, the thing, I think, like, my thing is like, I still have that, like, thing. I spoke about this before. I still have that thing. Like, part of me feels like I don't deserve this, you know? Because of my past and like things I've done and thought, you know. I have that part of me that like thinks I'm a monster and that I don't deserve to be happy. And like it's like horrible, like, you know what I mean? Especially when you see it in somebody else, because like I see it in somebody else, and from my perspective, I'm like, don't you dare say that about yourself. Like, you're like a really nice person, like, and people say that about me all the time. Dude, you're so funny, you're so chill, you're so fucking, you know, this, that, and the rest. Like, and the whole time in the back of my mind, there's that demon there that's just like, you know, you're a fake. This isn't you, and all, and that's a lie. That's bullshit. This is the me that I was before, you know, my dad left, and there's like 10, 15 years of trauma like resulting from that and all these different things. Like, I turned myself into this. I numbed myself with drugs. I didn't create. I just sat there playing video games and all, like, and now when I create, it doesn't just heal me, like, it helps other people and all, and like that, like, it's just no better feeling than that, like, you know what I mean, where it's like, just the acknowledgement of like, you can't buy that. You can't, it doesn't matter how much gold you have, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how much power you have, like, you know what I mean, like, you can, it's what Owen talks about, these things you can only achieve with like truth and love and trust and like repetition and perseverance and like all these fucking things that are like missing from our society, like, you know. And it's like exceedingly possible. It's like so possible. It's so reversible. It's so fixable, you know. I think that's why I get so fucked up all the time and so angry, because you see so much saturation of like, oh, it's all fucked, it's all going, oh, just let it happen, let it collapse, like, well, when is it gonna end, all the trauma and all this fucking bullshit, all the lying, all the hypocrisy, all the propaganda, all the brainwashing, like, can all be dissolved with just like, you know, one moment or a few well placed moments of like, here's a bit of truth, and a lot of people see it and are like, oh fuck, you know. And that's, we all know that's what they fear the most, like, do you know what I mean? We all know that that's what the dark hates, is just people just being real and honest and like being okay in that reality, in that honesty, like, you know, not being afraid of truth. That's what it hates. It fucking hates that shit. That's what it is scared of, like, you know. And I love that. You know, like, I love that feeling of like giving it to fucking Satan, like, you know, like Owen says, like, shame the devil with creation. It's like, you know, you're not gonna stop me from having a good time with people I like. You know, like, it's fucking, it's an awesome feeling, man. You have found the passion, follow it. It's a gift from God. It fucking feels like it, you know what I mean? It fucking feels like it. And it's because I'm like, well, I'm not saying it's because, but like, because I'm not expecting anything, because I'm just like, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just like, all right, we'll see how this goes, and like, you know, be prepared as you can, like, you know, just do your best. And even like even the the saying or the thought of the concept of doing your best. What's your best? I mean, that kind of implies that you have to try like really hard and like you have to give it like 110%. You know that bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean? Give it everything you've got and all. Like, I don't push myself really hard. What I do is I push myself a bit and then see what happens, and then push myself a bit and then see what happens, and then push myself a bit and then see what happens. Like, you know, it's like, from my experience, it's the consistency, it's the repetition that, like, which makes so much sense, because like you could have, you know, good brick, good brick, good brick, good brick, shit brick, good brick, good brick. It's like, if one brick in the wall is kind of lackluster, like, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? It's only when you get to like a threshold of, like, you know, oh, at least 55% or something of the bricks in this wall are like fucking hollow and like crumbling and shit. So one good kick here would like fall the whole thing, even though loads of the bricks in it are good. You know, it's like you're trying to, like, the ink in water. You're trying to like you're trying to saturate a situation or an environment with so much good that evil just has no choice but to leave. You know, like lighting up a room and the shadows are gone. You know, or they're only in certain places now, and they're very visible. You know, like, that's what I see as the yin yang thing. It's like, you want to be like you want to be able to be comfortable with both, being surrounded by good when you're being a bit negative, and then being surrounded by darkness when you're the light. You know, you need to be okay with both. You need to be okay with being like Jesus and being surrounded by a bunch of like Pharisee and demons who are like slapping you and spitting on you and fucking calling you this, that, and the rest. And you need to be able to just be like, yeah, cool, that's what you people think, you know. But like, in here, I know what I am, you know. And it's the same thing when like you're surrounded by a load of people like you guys who are like, dude, you're doing great, you're killing it, you're crushing it and all. You need to have enough darkness in you to not let that make you egotistical, because that's what it is. Like, like, that's the honest truth. Is like, you need to have enough dark in you to be like, you know, that what's that thing that Marcus Aurelius did, where he had a guy that followed him around saying, fuck it, you are but a man, you are but a man, you know, reminding him that he's not a god because people see him as one. You know, like, what's the crack, Stabaroo? You well? You're probably gonna really like the first, like, Jesus, I've been talking for an hour now. You miss me being a big I'm after crying like a big girl. But it's for good reasons. It was a joyful cry, which I haven't had one of them in a while, to be quite honest. Anyway. Right. Today's Wednesday. Let's listen to some like epically beautiful white music. It's the seasonal weeps. I felt the shift last night when I was like, I didn't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. I felt the energy shift. But it's not just that. I'm all about it. Get it out of you. Like, no, yeah, you're gonna like it. I had that class yesterday and it went really well. Like, really fucking well. Like, so you'll enjoy that when you go back and listen to the rest of it and get to see me crying like a bitch because I'm like happy. You know, like, this is what content looks like, you know. I'm so happy. Like, It's just, it is. It's what you guys definitely know what I'm talking about. Like, you guys either have kids or you have stuff that you've worked on for years and stuff like that, where it's like when you have a long period of time where you're just like plugging away, you're just mining, you're mining, and then you hit something and you're like, oh, thank fuck. Like, all of this swinging isn't for nothing. You know? Like, because sometimes it feels like you're just swinging in the dark and you're like, hello. Like, sometimes it feels like you can't even hear the pickaxe hit the wall. You know, like, am I fucking hitting anything? Like, what is going on? Like, and then all of a sudden, ding, and you're like, yes. Like, feeling the vibration in your hand and wrist of the resistance to you doing something, you know? Like Owen says, resistance is power and all. Like, so fucking true, like, you know? Oh, Christ. Anyway, what was I saying? White music. That's the tunage of the day is white music. Where are we? Is it the presidential pump, or is it classical music that goes hard? I think it's classical music that goes hard. That's the really good one. No, it might be the presidential pump then that starts like really quick. I like the really quick violin fiddle energetic start to one of these, and I'm pretty sure it's the presidential pump, which is it not on this list anymore? No way. Classical music that slaps. That always makes me laugh. I could have sworn I had the presidential pump playlist on this. Like, have I not select? Oh, there we go. It's the one after the one I just clicked. Fuck's sake. Yeah, it just starts. I love shit like that. Hits the ground running. Right, let's get these bitches wet. Painting goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. I'm still all like, I'm all bummed up. Ha! Gay. Like, even that, like, I didn't expect to get that emotional when like all I did was read Emmanuel's like comment, like, so how'd the thing go? And I was like, oh yeah, like, I just started talking about it, and then like I got to this point where I was just like, yeah, fuck, that actually went really well. Oh man, I'm such a traumatized little fool sometimes. Like, it's so obvious sometimes that I'm still such a, like, I'm a big kid in a good way, you know, but like, you know, it's very obvious that there's still some shadow work to be done, you know. I'm still carrying a lot of pain and sadness. Now, I want to make these, like, I want to make the rubbers on the ends of the pencils stick out. So part of me thinks that I should go over them with white and then go in with pink. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the whole Saudi Arabia buying EA thing. It'll be real interesting to see what happens. Now, obviously, I could be totally wrong, but I do have, like I said in the PEINTEINGU chat, I have a weird feeling, you know. I completely agree with what Stabaru said, that like they are not above doing hedonistic shit, you know. I know everybody thinks like, oh, the Saudis, like they're so religious and like based and stuff. Like, you know, like this thing of like, just because it's very obvious that like America has become very lame and gay, and now they're swinging back, you know, because they don't want to appear weak, at least on the global front. That doesn't mean that like everybody else is now awesome, you know. The Chinese are like, they're really cool, but they are like apathetic, cold fuckers, which is what makes them cool and efficient. But like still, you know, there's a pro and con to everything. Like, I think the Russians are really strong and respectable, and their women are beautiful, and like their buildings are beautiful. I like the way they have like harsh winters, and they're like totally okay with that. Like, you know. But that's what, like, I'm the kind of person that like, I look at every culture and I'll find something about the culture that I like, you know. Like, I'd love to do what that is it Miles? That guy that like is kind of connected to the Lotus Eaters. I'd love to like hang out with the Taliban for a while or something, like, you know. Like, you guys know me, I fucking love talking, I love conversation, and I love interesting stuff and all. Like, I'd love to sit down with like an Arab scholar or some shit like that and be like, so tell me the last 500 years from like your side of the game. Because that's what it is, you know. I'd love to go everywhere and like try and find a unbiased you know, knowledgeable historian or something as much as possible, and just get all the different frames of reference, all the different perspectives from these world events, you know. Because I was doing like a brief vague AI driven dive into the whole Israel-Palestine thing, and because like I'm ignorant to like so much, like, you know. And one of the things I thought was really interesting was it's openly acknowledged that in order for Israel to be established, there was like 750,000 Palestinians were like displaced, and there was like this mad escalation in a civil war that was already allegedly transpiring or whatever, you know. And all I kept thinking was, if you were Israel, or if you were the Israelis, right, and you're like in talks with people about trying to establish essentially like a home for your people, you know, do you think you'd be okay with the proposition that in order to give you a home, we need to displace, kill, or fuck up nearly 1 million people? Like, do you know, like, see, that's like, don't get me wrong, if you're like desperate or some shit for like hundreds of years, but like as a people, if you got told like, okay, yeah, we can give you Israel, we can like create the state of Israel and give you a home, right? Which doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like, if you have an ancestral home, why aren't you there? How do you have an ancestral home that you're no longer occupying? Especially if you may or may not come from a nomadic tribe who are used to moving around, you know? It like, even when you look into it briefly and like just vaguely, like, not vaguely, you ask like certain questions to a mainstream established source of information, you're still left sitting there going, So they were okay with the idea of just, like, fucking up a lot of people so they can have a home instead of, like, you know, posing the question, well, is there another way we can approach this situation? Like, no, we want to go home. Well, it's gonna cost a lot of lives. Good. Like, fuck them anyway. Like, wait, are you serious? Like, approximately 750,000 Palestinians just so you guys can plant the flag? It's pretty fucked up, man, you know? Just saying.
Painting.
I'm gonna put another layer of white on, and then I'll go again with the pink. I don't know what it is, but opaque white going over stuff, it's so pleasing to me, like, to my nervous system or something. Like, it's one of my favorite, like, things to do is to cut into black with white, because, like, you get those, like, instant silhouettes and stuff, you know? And, like, a silhouette is one of the best ways to, like, get, like, a frame for something, because, like, a silhouette is, like, the shape of something minus the definition. It's, like, interesting, isn't it? How, like a silhouette is essentially a shadow, you know? So if you have the shadow of something, linguistically, it's like, oh, he's a shadow of his former self. It's like he's lost all of his definition, you know? What makes him, him, right? But the shadow is, like, such a good reference point. The shadow is such a good foundation. And depending on the shadow, you could almost, like, it almost gives you, like, interpretive freedom to, like, construct what lies within that shadow, you know? Like, you could have two shadows that look almost identical, but then detail them differently. Because it's just a shadow. Right, while the white is drying, I'll try and make these a bit more yellow.
Painting. Painting good. Painting good. Painting good.
I might just put white on these as well. We'll see. I'm working with the two colors that I have the least amount of opacity with. Fucking hate that shit, but whatever. Yeah, we might be okay with this. A layer or two of this might brighten it up enough. Then we can go in with a darker yellow and give some definition. I want you to be able to see, like, you know, the folds in the, what would you call it? I don't know what there's more than likely a term for it, but the holder, the thing that the rubber sits into, that's like clamped onto the back of the pencil. What would you call that? The eraser housing. I always thought that shit was funny, where it's like, you call it a rubber, you know? It's like, it's an eraser. It's a rubber. You know, it's like, why'd you call it a rubber? Because you rub shit with it, like. And then, like, rubber's also, like, a slang term for, like, condom and shit, like. It's like, oh, damn, I'm out of rubbers. It's like, it's a bit of an odd thing to say out loud. It's like, I fucking love wordplay. Because of my phone's listening device and me talking about Hugh Laurie, my algorithm has like shifted into this, showing me all these clips of the a bit of Fry and Laurie, which is like one of the best comedy fucking skit shows that has ever existed. Was A Bit of Fry and Laurie with Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. Is some of the funniest shit you'll ever see in your fucking life, like. And I'm just like, they keep coming up on YouTube Shorts. I fucking love it, like. There's this one where like the two of them are about to have a duel, and he's like, "What would you like, sword or pistol?" And he's like, "Well, the sword." And he picks the sword, and then the other guy gets the pistol. And Hugh Laurie's character's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I thought if whatever I picked, we would both have the same thing. I'm afraid I only brought one of each." And I'm like, and they try to like make it fair, and be like, "Well, you could beat him with you could club him with the pistol instead of shooting him with the pistol." It's like, "Are you serious? You'll kill me immediately." Like, it's really funny. And then the both of them end up fighting with handkerchiefs because it's the only way they can have a fair duel or something. Like, it's hilarious. Fucking love a bit of Fry and Laurie. Such a funny show. Like, if you really want to have a proper belly laugh, Little Britain, Faulty Towers, a bit of Fry and Laurie. What was the Father Ted? Blackadder. I want to watch Blackadder again. Rowan Atkinson is so fucking funny. Oh, excuse me. Aging goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. I need to fix some of these. I need to fix some of these shafts. Some of these pencil shafts are a bit wonky. Some of these shafts are wonky. Wordplay is I fucking love wordplay, man. It's one of the, like, the simpler the better kind of thing, like, you know, in terms of like comedy and entertainment and shit like that. I love the simple stuff. This way, speaking Japu has like genuinely made me like laugh my fucking ass off sometimes, because it's like, "Look at them, they're covered in blood," becomes, "Look at them, they are covered in brood." Like, it's fucking epically hilarious. Oh, I'm gonna need to go over these with white so that I can apply the yellow in a way that it'll actually show up. Okay. These are gonna take a little bit of work, but they should look pretty cool when they're done. And then after that, I don't think there's much left to do, really. Maybe make the pickles a bit brighter. Maybe put some more detail on the temple. Always go with pistol. Allegedly, Hugh Laurie is supposed to be Dumbledore in the Harry Potter show they're making. Fuck off! Serious? No way. Seems like a bit of an odd cast, to be honest. Like, I fucking love Hugh Laurie, but like, Dumbledore? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like, he is a really good actor. You can do whatever. You can probably do whatever the fuck he wants, but like, he just doesn't give off wizard, like, you know, head wizard vibes for me anyway. Although I can't remember the last time I've seen Hugh Laurie in something, so it's cool to know that he's still active and shit. Like him playing House in the TV series House. Fucking oh man, world class acting. Like, dude's fucking so good. House is one of the best TV shows I ever watched. Fix your shaft. PlayStation becomes PreyStation. Yeah, I know. Like, I love my PlayStation. PlayStation. Is that what you Muslims are calling carpets these days? Mobile PlayStation. Oh god. I'm gonna go really bright orange. And then just a slightly darker orange. That's what I should have done from the beginning. Just keep it simple. I was trying to get, like, you know, the right kind of orange and then shade that or whatever. It's like, fuck it. Just keep it simple. I watch this guy every so often the last few weeks. He's this Italian lad on YouTube called Metatron. He seems really cool. And there's just something about Italians that I really like. The accent, the vibe. They just seem like refined or something, you know? Intelligent. But apparently there's a lot of leftists, one in particular on Twitter, who want Piers Morgan to be like the next Charlie Kirk. If you catch my drift. Which, obviously is fucking lunacy, you know. I mean, the Charlie Kirk thing in itself is fucking lunacy, but like... Oh... We're in for a wild time over the next couple of months, I'm telling you, or years, at least. Seen some things on social media and stuff where it does appear like there is a ramping up of the acceleration towards this like 2030 agenda-esque kind of thing. Like the fact that the year 2033 is only 8 years away is a little bit creepy. His convincing American accent is a testament to his abilities as an actor. Oh, Hugh! Yeah, definitely. Because he's exceedingly British. I like Metatron, he's got some good content. Yeah, I like him. I've been consuming his content for a few weeks now, and I like the guy. He's clear, concise, logical. Seems to know his stuff. Has a really nice speaking voice. His pronunciation is eloquent. And there's something about Italians, man, like... No. Alla Catala, alla Poposa. It's just like it's very it's very sensual language. It's like the masculine version of French, you know, where like French is like it's like very like lazy and like feminine and like loose, whereas like Italian is still loose, but it has this sound of like this, like, you know, regal baroque curtains or something, like, do you know what I mean? It's like refined and calm but lethal, you know. It's like the French are like sweaty and dirty and sexy, you know. Like, you know, like the fact that there's like such a distinct difference from the European tribes, or whatever you want to call them, like races, species, breeds, I think is so funny, like, because it's kind of like a macro of the micro of Ireland, you know. This is like Russia, and then you have like it's such a vast expanse, just like China, that like it makes total sense that you'd have like these regions that have quite large differences. But then you get to the island nations, and it's like England, and like the top of England is considered a different country, even though it's on the same island. It's like, not fucking English or Scottish, fucking Scottish. You know, like, you can't call me British. I'm fucking Scottish. You know, like, and all this shit. Like, and the Irish are exactly the same. You know, how dare you mistake me for English? I'm Irish, all this fucking shit. Like those interviews with Cillian Murphy, where he's like, I'm Irish, you know, like, and it's like, I get it, you know what I mean? I'd probably be the same way if I was famous. And people would be like, so you from the UK? And you're like, no, you fucking ignorant bitch. Like, and like, I just find that shit really funny. Oh, there's no brass fitting on some of these. Shit. Shit. Careful. Careful. Delicate, accurate strokes. Phrasing. It's not my fault painting is so sexy. Painting, goo, 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 goo. Kind of need to make like an ochre color. Let's see, a bit of orange, a bit of red, a dash of blue, and then lots of yellow. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of what I'm looking for. Put a bit more orange in there. I need more yellow. Okay, now we're on the right track. There we go. Oh, it's so transparent though. Oh, sumi masen. Woof. It wasn't a burp, it was a bellow. Ever since I mentioned Scotland, all I could think of is the golf guy from the warrior from Samurai Jack. You can't cross my bridge, samurai. The fact that the two of them end up like becoming friends and all, and he's in like a few episodes and shit, like I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Samurai! Fuck it, he's one of my favorite characters out of like anything ever. Is this the Scottish warrior guy from Samurai Jack? Traffic is gay, super gay, super fucking gay. Traffic is one of those disgusting symptoms of a disgusting society. Dude, that doodle's awesome looking. I did a thing. Man, I'm out of practice. Yeah, but like, dude, you're out of practice and it's still a cool doodle. Like that's deadly looking. Like there's fucking TV shows with that kind of like that style of art. Like, do you know what I mean? That's one of the things that I've had to repeatedly remind myself, that like there's stuff out there that's like ridiculously successful that looks like trash. You know? So you always have to remember that, like, you know. It's not about how it looks. It's about how much love you put into it and like whether or not you're happy with it at the end, like that kind of thing. You know? It's gas looking. Like, it's pretty fucking detailed just for a basic line drawing, like. Yeah, like the way you got the dude's helmet in the cockpit and all is like. Don't get me wrong, your missiles are fucking wonky. Need to fix the shaft on your missiles. I want to see a doodle a day. I want to see a doodle a day, even if it's something shit. You know, do exactly what you did there. Take any fucking, it doesn't matter what it is. You do that every day. You take like 5-10 minutes every day for the next year. And I'm telling you now, one of those doodles will look fucking savage. And you'll like be proud enough of it that you'll want to like put it on the fridge. You know? You'll be like, Sonia, look what I did. Like, never ask a man his salary, a woman her age, a Scot if he's English, or a Serb what he thinks of Kosovo. Oh man, love the Scotsman in Samurai Jack. Yeah, he's one of the best characters ever, man. Like, so fucking. You can't eat cross my bridge, samurai. It's the way he says samurai. Samurai. You can't defeat me, samurai! He's just like hockeying golf balls at him. Fucking love Samurai Jack. It makes so... I can't believe I didn't know that. And I can't believe as an artist I didn't make the visual connection that the same guy who animated fucking Samurai Jack is the same guy who did a ton of animation for fucking Star Wars Clone Wars. That makes so much sense. That explains why Star Wars Clone Wars is so good. Obviously, it's not like the only reason, you know, good writers, so on and so forth. But it, like, that makes a lot of sense. And I remember Star Wars Clone Wars being really good, and I've only seen like 15 episodes or something. And isn't there like loads of Star Wars Clone Wars? I was using an old folded paper I found and a pen. Yeah, man, that's like, dude, it does not matter. Like, you know, just put an image on something. Just make your mark. Just when you get, like, don't force it too much. If you're really not feeling it, like, whatever, you know. But, like, try and train yourself to be, like, I would encourage you to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. But that's kind of risky because you're under, like, depending on your, like, self-confidence or personality type, you could force yourself to do it and that could end up ruining it for you, kind of thing. The most important thing is you enjoy doing it. Doesn't matter what the end product looks like, doesn't matter if your fucking technique is off, doesn't matter anything, just enjoy it. Enjoy getting lines where you want them. Enjoy learning how to shade something. Like, take pleasure in creating the most basic shapes. You know, like the amount of cubes I've done. I don't know what it is about cubes, but I just like doing cubes freehand to see if I can get like a. Because doing a really, really good-looking cube freehand is not easy. Because your eyes will be like, oh no, it's off, or whatever. Same with a circle. If you could just like draw a perfect circle, it's not easy, you know, but it's definitely possible. It's very satisfying when you get it. There's a feeling to it. I love going to Walmart in the well-to-do part of town. Cheat free and the shelves are stacked well. Oh, that's hilarious. I love going to Walmart in the the one thing you didn't put an R instead of an L was Walmart. Everything else you got. I love going to Walmart in the where-to-do part of town. Cheat free and the shelves are stacked. Starked? Where? Like, not stacked? What? Like, did you put stalked? Well, there's people stalking the shelves at Walmart. Oh, fuck. Oh, The Walmart in the well-to-do part of town.
PEINTEINGU, goo, 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 PEINTEINGU, goo, 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 goo.
Oh yeah, I was. Today is What is Eov? Greetings, Griffo-sama. Eov? Baby, don't hurt me. What is going on? Baby, don't hurt me? Question mark. Oh fuck. What was I gonna say there? Yeah, today this is episode 400 of PEINTEINGU, which is fucking wild. And because technically I've done more than 400 episodes, because like I don't think we started counting for a while when I was doing it in the beginning, and I was only doing it like, you know, Friday nights or Saturday nights or something like. But like officially, as far as like YouTube lives are concerned, for the past like year or 2 years or whatever, three years now, I'm not sure. This is episode 400 of PEINTEINGU. There are people on YouTube with like I think it was Metatron's statistics I was looking at, and or was it? I can't remember. I was looking at somebody's statistics, and he has 17 million views on his account or something like, and he has like 30 or 70,000 subscribers or some shit like that, like. But he's only got like 100. He's got less than 200 videos or something like. I have like 500 videos, and I've only got 117 subscribers. Like, you look at like loads of people on YouTube and like the stats or whatever, and then you look at mine, and it's like, how? Like, this guy's done 500 videos. What the fuck? Some of them are 5 hours long. Look at all the paintings. How has it only got this many views? It actually makes me laugh. Like, it's actually hilarious to be like, somebody at some point is gonna like come across PEINTEINGU and be like, what the fuck? Like, how have I never heard of this guy? And I'm not saying the stream's like amazing, or like we just take the piss and have a laugh. But like, I think people would really enjoy watching the arc. And some of the episodes we've had is fucking hilarious, man. Some of the shit we've said on this stream, some of the shit we've come up with. You know, it's not like it's not just me. It's the interaction with you guys as well, like. But yeah, episode 400 today. Fucking wild. Make some browner. Fix the bits in the middle. Okay, that's far too brown. Way too brown. $400 already. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't think it, but yeah, we're on fucking episode 400, bro. If you guys are up for it, I think it'd be a really cool addition to the stream if all of yous tried to do what Demon Hunter Bear did. Just a doodle a day. We'll try do it. Will we try do it like at a thing where we'll all do a doodle a day till like December, till like the end of the year or whatever, right? And we'll see what happens. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. Because I know someone would be like, I can't draw. Bullshit. You know? That's like saying you can't do a press-up. What are you, some kind of bitch? I think that'd be really funny. part of me wants to put more work into the temple, but then part of me wants to just move on to the next PEINTEINGU because we've achieved everything. Don't know. You okay? I'm down for that. I need to tap back into my creative reservoir. Oh man, it's good for you. It's just good for the soul. You know, because you don't need to create something that's like fucking amazing looking or fine art or whatever. Like, you know, like if you can't make something really cool looking, make it funny looking. You know, if you can't elicit the reaction in yourself or other people of like, oh wow, that's amazing. You could definitely elicit the reaction of like, haha, that's hilarious looking. Like, I mean, it's... And like, you could argue the latter is more powerful and more memorable, you know? This whole idea of like, you know, art has to be this like... Because it's both, isn't it? It's like, you know, mainstream art and like contemporary art and all this shit is like totally corrupt and bullshit. But you still have a ton of artists trying to be artists, and it's like a lot of the time only the art that is like incredible looking is given any attention, because the place is so corrupt and so full of bullshit that people only want to acknowledge the truly exceptional, you know, which makes sense. But you're gonna miss out on all the like bits in between where like somebody may not be incredible at art, but they might have great ideas, you know. And like, I'd put myself in that category. I'm after getting really good at art, you know, but I'm not like incredible at it. But the ideas I have, even getting close to illustrating them, makes people laugh, makes me laugh, makes me look at some of my designs and go, ooh, that's really cool. It's still kind of like, you know, cartoonish or graphic or whatever like that, like, you know. It's both. Like Gun Duck and the Hunter Duck I did and stuff like that. It's like, it's cute, it's cool, you know, funny, all at the same time, like, you know. Like I was saying on yesterday's stream, it's like, don't get me wrong, I would like to get to the stage where I can paint something or draw or create something that's like genuinely like, oh my god, look at that, that's fucking incredible looking, like, you know. But it's not a necessity. I think I can achieve the cyanide and happiness level of ability if I apply achieve the cyanide and happiness level of ability if I apply myself. Oh man. And remember what I said earlier, like, don't be a tryhard, because you run the risk of ruining it. You need to enjoy it, you need to like it, you need to have fun with it, like, you know. Yes, put effort in, you know, but don't exhaust yourself trying to achieve something. Like, have a goal, but the most important thing over a long period of time is your health, you know, and your health covers like physical, spiritual, and mental, and like emotional, and they're all tied together. So like, the most important thing you need to do is have a healthy mind, body, and spirit, and like, you know, vigorous exercise, good sleep routine, good diet, all these things. But like, getting your creative juices flowing as well is like incredibly good for you, like, you know. Like, look at Owen. Like, obviously he's good at the piano and shit, but look what, when he went to, is it Ursa Rio? I can't remember which one's which. And he's doing the cabin stuff and all, like, and he did he got the Narnia looking lamp and like got the fucking rocks and put them on the path and all. Like, the dude is like insanely creative, you know. It's just what form does that creativity manifest itself in, you know. I've become a painter and a drawer. I've always been a doodler, and now I'm a doodler and a painter. But I've also done a bit like of carving and stuff like that, and a bit of clay work and all. Like, God only knows where I'll be in the future, you know. I could be teaching, I could be doing this or whatever, like, you know. I would love to create my own little army, like Warhammer or something. And I think collaborating with you guys on that would be one of the most insanely satisfying and enjoyable things ever, where like we're all like, you know, coming up with the finer details of like you know, the pig army and like the robot army and all these different things. No, I'm gonna wrap it up now anyway. But yeah, anyway, fucking oh, excuse me. Sumimasen. Still has that hint of citrus. And oranges kick ass even when they're shit. Because the oranges we get here are like kind of shit. Not gonna lie. They're all imported from like Africa and shit. I tried to fucking have one there the other day. And it was like somebody had like petrified it in wax or something. It was like hard as a rock. But it wasn't rotten. Do you know what I mean? It was fucking weird looking. It's like every fourth orange is fake or some shit like. The other ones were okay though. The other ones were, there's no seeds in them though, you know? And that's what that fucks with me. I'm like, obviously I know you can breed certain things to like be seedless or whatever like that, like, you know, but like a lot of it, like I would assume they just like, it's just like GMO shy, where they're like, oh, we can have, you know, an edible version of this fruit that like just like grows within itself and doesn't have seeds and so on and so forth. It's like there's definitely something. I would guess that you're more than likely, almost assuredly, going to miss out on some kind of nutrients by removing the thing that causes them to have seeds. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, and I seriously wouldn't be surprised if they did the whole seedless thing just to make sure that you can't like grow your own, or it's like more difficult or some shit. It's like less convenient or whatever. But anyway, right. Am I gonna do more to this? It does kind of look like it's missing something, doesn't it? It compared to most of our painting goes, it's a bit reserved. There's nothing really fucking mental. I just put a llama. Like, hold on. What's the, like a camel? I'll put a camel in or something. An example of. Oh, I had a feeling cyanide and happiness was like a thing. Okay. Save us, O Edgelord. Behold, I am the Edgelord. I am the Alpha and the Ligma. What's Ligma? And he just smiles at him. Oh, that's hilarious. That's fucking gas. Dude, share your doodle in the painting goo chat so the lads can see it. What Trump was saying about N-words. Can't say it. Screw him. Right. Yeah, fuck it. I'll come back to this tomorrow. We'll spend the rest of the week on this. It's episode 400, so I'll put a bit more work into it. I'll put a camel in. Big derpy looking camel. I'll go into more detail on the Xwings. You know, maybe give them some of the decals and the paint jobs from the movies or whatever. Because I know, like, this is the wrong color profile for an Xwing. Aren't they supposed to be like a cream with some red or blue decals and stuff? I could put some more work into the palace, refine the pencils a bit more. I'll stick a camel here, and then maybe yeah, the camel will probably do it. Just a fucking derpy looking camel in the bottom left hand corner. Right. We will return to Saudi Arabia tomorrow and continue work on this painting. But for now, that is all I have time for. Camel eating it. Oh yeah, camel eating a pickle. Seed patents are gay. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, a camel eating a pickle would be pretty funny. I was thinking a camel just in a turban, looking all derpy. But yeah, we could totally do something with a pickle as well. There's a minor details on the pickles as well that I want to kind of maybe make them a bit more prominent or something. But anyway, yeah. Regardless, we'll return to it tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking pack it in for today and sort out dinner and shit. Try and get to bed at a reasonable hour today. The last few days has been fucking intense. Right, you know the drill. My beloved Japanita. If you have enjoyed Painting Goo, then pay for Painting Goo. Crick rink in description or your family will look upon you with great shame. Remember to Rika and subscribe to Painting Goo if you haven't already. Strike that Rika button like it has insulted your ancestors. Huh? I will return tomorrow. Same timer, same pricer, same... What day is tomorrow? Thursday. Tribal Thursdays. Perhaps tomorrow will be more high octane rather than calming white music and beautiful Bushido beats. Anything else? No? Alright. Be good, be true, and be beautiful. And I will see you soon. Sayonara, my beloved Japanita. Huh?